Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Shasha, I'm 15 years old, and I'm an aspiring singer-songwriter who's now on Spotify. Insane. Today's video is going to be a little different. In the history of this channel, I have never done like a Q&A video, an about me, nothing of this sort. I never had people who actually wanted that. So that's what today's video is going to be. And full disclosure, I filmed this video about 4 or 5 times, but I've just never been impressed with the outcome of it. I'm like kind of a perfectionist, so I decided to film one of these because how am I expecting y'all to connect with me if I've never told you anything about myself? So that's what today's video is. I hope you enjoy. So I had started this channel when I was 14 years old, and by then I had kind of had this assumption in my mind that it was too late for me to do music or too late for me to start writing music. But in all honesty, I had had an interest in music basically my whole life. I had always wanted to play the guitar because of my dad. He started playing and talking about it so much that I was like, oh, that's the coolest instrument in the world right there. And I still do believe it is. I love the guitar. So I started playing the guitar, and I got my first guitar when I was 12 years old. And then I wrote my first song at 13, and it was called We Shouldn't Be, which I've never released, never played it, but that was my very first song, and I remember it very vividly. And then I wrote a song called Partners in Crime, which when I was 14, that was what I put out on YouTube. And that was my first song, and you really should not go and listen to it, because first crime took place in a small town. And I like to think I've grown, but I put that out, and that was when I first started playing around with the idea of music and thinking that this was something I could do seriously. So I started writing more music and putting it out and trying to test the waters, seeing how YouTube liked me, seeing how people liked me. And it didn't turn out so great, but I did keep going, and now I am here, which is crazy. I've had so many people ask me, is this something you're gonna do seriously? Is this something you think you're gonna keep up with? Like, what's the deal? Is this gonna be like your job? And to that, I genuinely say I have no clue. And I think that's the first time I've ever meant the words I don't know, because music is something so uncertain, and while I love doing it so much, I do have other interests. I love science, I love biology, I love working with kids, pediatrics and neonatology, but I do adore music, and I do think it's going to be something I'm always doing. So I think even when I'm grown, I will always be releasing music and writing music, because it's just a form of journaling to me. I started journaling when I was 10 or 11, and by then it was something I did quite frequently, but not enough to where it felt like a proper release. And then when I started writing music, that was where I was like, oh, this is good. Like, I am doing something fun, I'm writing out my emotions, I'm writing what I want, I can write about people, experiences, and it was just fun, and it was a really good release for me because I had fun while doing it. So I think music will always be something that's a front runner in my life, but I don't know if it's a career. On that note, I do want to go tour. I do want to tour. I do want to see people. I'm not one for performing in front of people I know. That's a whole different ordeal. If I'm performing in front of someone I know, I'm gonna trip up, I'm gonna be nervous, it's not gonna go so well. But if it's in front of people I don't know, something about it's just like, I can perform in front of you, and I want to meet y'all, I want to perform for you, I want to write songs you'll love and connect with and hear how much they could mean to you. So I do hope that one day could be my career, but again, the music industry is so uncertain, and just with my background, I don't know if it's somewhere I could go seriously. I'm Indian American, which shouldn't play a huge role in the world of pop music, but it does, just because I don't look like everyone else, and that is completely okay. I love my culture and I love myself, but music's definitely something that I'll have to kind of see as I go. I'm just kind of here floating, seeing how it goes, see how people like me before I decide. I forgot to talk about my inspirations. So the thing about me is when I get inspired by someone, I get inspired by them. Like, I become so deeply rooted and so connected to their music, which is just insane. But two of those people are Taylor Swift and Gracie Abrams, especially Gracie Abrams. I love her music through and through. Like, Good Riddance is one of the best albums I've ever heard, and I know she only has technically two, but like it is my favorite Gracie album. My favorite song by her is probably Feels Like. I love that song to death. And then as for Taylor, I am such a Reputation girly, but inspiration wise it has to be Evermore. My favorite Taylor song is Tolerate It, so I'm a huge sad song girly. I love sad songs, I love metaphors, I love symbolism. I'll go into that when I talk about I Loved You First, my debut single. But also Sydney Rose and Lizzie McAlpine, they're so amazing, and I love both of their music so much. So inspiration wise, I'm definitely like a soft indie pop girl. So next up is the Q&A. I asked y'all for some questions in my Instagram DMs and my YouTube comments, and I got a good amount. So the first one is, what are the first steps into making good music? So I did a whole video on that one a couple months ago. I think it was almost 8 months ago. You'll have to scroll back quite a bit for that. But the main point I said in that video was right from the heart. It takes a lot of practice. I have so many scrapped songs, unreleased songs that I've just never put out because they were just practice, and I was just writing to write, and it was never going to turn into anything serious, and so I didn't let it. That's something I'm struggling with even now after Loved You First has come out. I kind of have to live up to that expectation I've put up of myself, and so just in the past couple of weeks I've written so many songs and haven't put them out because I don't think they're something I want to share. But I do have some more originals coming up soon, and you can listen to the ones I put out a month ago before I went on my trip, called A Note, a Song, a Letter. I'm pretty proud of that one. I love it. And then Sick to My Stomach, I adore that song to death, so definitely go listen to that one. Okay, next one. Did I take vocal lessons as a kid? So I started vocal lessons when I was 13/14. It was complicated. My very first guitar teacher, he kind of got me into vocal stuff and was teaching me, but that was mostly about guitar skills because I was self-taught before that, so I had a lot of bad habits that I wasn't supposed to be doing, so I genuinely focused a lot more on guitar there. And then my second guitar/vocal teacher, he's the one who taught me a lot about my voice, what sounds good on me, what to do, how to not wear myself out, how to warm up. And so yeah, I have been taking vocal lessons for the past 1.5 years, and it's really helped me out, so I would definitely recommend. When and how did you realize you really wanted to sing? I went to the Eras Tour. The Eras Tour was my very first concert ever, and it was so much fun. I loved it, but that was when I really realized, like, I want to do this. I went in 2023, so like the first leg of the US tour. I was the show that got the set list change and got the one, so that was pretty great. So that was when I really realized that music is something I wanted to do, and to see, especially the openers, I had Muna and Gail, to see them just be in this crowd and get to open for someone so big, I was like, I want to do that. I want to start making music and connect with people like that. So I don't think there was genuinely like a start, but if I had to say there was a start, then it would be the Eras Tour. And after that, I went to Tate McRae's Think Later tour, which is a dance party the whole way through. Loved that one. And Found Heaven on tour, Conan Gray. I love his music so much. He's also one of my inspirations when it comes to music. I love like atmospheric, dramatic music, and that's definitely where I went with I Loved You First. So I think the concerts I've been to have definitely fueled my passion for music even more. Yeah. Okay, so this is the part I've been waiting to record. It's the reason I even made this video. My debut single, I Loved You First. This is crazy. This segment is going to be kind of long, I feel like, so bear with me. And I am so sorry for all the cuts throughout the video. It's either I've got nervous, I was repeating things, or just I was mumbling like right now. So I'm so sorry. I will get better with my editing. Bear with me. I'm editing as I go, so this is all new. Okay, I Loved You First. So I wrote this song when I was 14 years old, and I remember the exact day I wrote it, and it was July 14th. July 14th at 14 years old. Okay. I had the idea for the song quite like immediately. I was watching a movie with my family, and I got the idea for it, and I immediately went up to my room and started like trying to figure it out on this keyboard right here. And it started out really dark, like really dark and emotional and slow. It was really sad, like really sad. I was going through it, guys. And then later that month, I took it to my vocal teacher who helped me produce the song, and we started working on it together. He helped me compose it to something a little more fitting for my voice and something that I was more proud of. Storage filled up. Okay, anyway, so I wrote the song completely myself and composed it myself. We just changed it to another key and everything. And so that's when the whole process started, and it wasn't till a year later that it was finally finished. And it took that long because I was learning through it. I was busy with school. I just entered high school. Like, there was a lot going on. I'm about to go into my sophomore year of high school. I start Wednesday. So there was so much going on, which is why it took so long. And also, I didn't really have a big enough fan base for me to justify putting it out that early. It wasn't until I just hit 1K last week where I was like, okay, I finally have a reason and a correct audience to be able to put out this song. And so I did. And so it came out August 8th, 2025, which is crazy. Literally a year later. Like, that's insane. So a couple people asked me, hey, what's the song about? Where'd you get your inspo for it? And to that, I have to say, it came to me. It really did. I'm so used to making music with a bunch of symbolism, similes, and metaphors all hidden into it, where this one was just so raw. That's all I have to say about it. It was raw, it was heartbreaking, gut-wrenching, like all of the emotions. I said what I needed to say, and I think that's why I was so proud of it and why I knew it was going to be my single. Like, if you had asked me then, oh, are you gonna release this? I would have definitely said yes, because it's just so different from what I did write. If you go listen to some of my other songs like Backwards or Would You or Movies, they're all coded in symbolism, and this was the first one where I said what I needed to say, got it out. It was raw and I didn't hold back, which I think was the most important part to me. So it was definitely a really important song, and I couldn't be more proud of it, and y'all seem to love it, which is crazy. I was hoping to hit 1K by the end of the summer, and I did. I think my next goal, I've been wanting to hit 5K by the end of the year. I have that on my vision board. So hopefully, I don't know, we'll get closer, we'll see. But if you do like it, please make sure to share it around. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, YouTube Music, YouTube. So I'm really endlessly proud of it, and I hope I can make so much more music for you guys. I really do love doing this, and it's definitely going to be something I keep doing for a long, long time. People have been saying I'm still young, so I still have time to figure out if I want to keep doing this. But I think I've figured out mostly that I will keep doing it no matter what. It's just a matter of if it takes off or not, and that is okay. That is okay. But fingers crossed we'll hit 5K.